is not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tyrone Lowe. I'm your host this evening. This is another T-Lowe video production. My guest today is Mantree Records. We have Rasmir Mantree, we have Yasin, and we have Espinet. Welcome to my show, The Legends, everyone.
Thank you.
Let's start with you, Mantree. Let's start from the beginning. I mean, how did you get into this craft? And I've known you for such a long time, man, so let's dig deep.
Well, I was always into music and was DJing for a while, got involved in drugs, got out of music, and in 2002, I found out that I had HIV. And I was in a program where a friend of mine, he was a producer, he asked me to write. Actually, once I found out I had HIV, I started writing about HIV through poetry and stuff just to express my feelings. And I was in this fellowship and everyone knew me for dancing. And so a friend of mine, Joe Flame, he's a producer, he asked me to write something about me dancing. And so New Year's Eve 2003, I wrote a spoken word called Dance or Die. We recorded it on the 1st and it got played at a party on the 2nd. And after that, I just got hooked on it. And he gave me the software and I started trying to produce music and didn't know what I was doing for a long time. And I still sometimes don't know what I'm doing. But music saved my life. You know, it kept me out of the drugs. It gave me hope for having HIV, something to look forward to, you know, something that's a part of me that I'm trying to give to the world.
You know, it's funny because when I first seen you, you're the only person I knew that had that Sony program. And that's when I had called you up because I just started producing and I didn't know what I was doing with it. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody starts with like Fruity Loops and they go to different, you know, stages of software. And it was very amazing because we spoke for a long time. I listened to a lot of your music. I played a lot of your music.
Thank
and
you.
You got some good music.
Thank you.
You know, so let's talk about what are you expressing to your listeners through your music.
Well, basically, I've been blessed with being able to have artists that are able to write about what I'm feeling and not even knowing that that's what they're writing about. You know, even with some of the stuff I did for myself, I was going through a breakup and I had a track, Living My Life Without You. Just talking about life. I did one about me having HIV just because I'm positive. Just expressing feelings, you know, stuff that I wasn't able to just come out in a conversation and talk about, but I was able to express it through music because I knew that I wasn't the only one going through it.
Right.
So I just try to give hope to people and a positive message. You know, there's so much negativity out there. We don't need to hear anything about degrading people or beating up people because their sexual preference is different or whatever. It's about love, being able to just love one another and expressing that.
Okay, that's so surreal. Let's talk about you, Yasin. I mean, how did you actually get involved in your craft as being a artist?
Well, I've been writing and singing, you know, since I was like little, but never really like pursued anything or anything. And then a couple of years ago, got in contact with Roz, and we've been, you know, just doing it ever since. And looking forward to, you know, just moving forward.
Espenit, let's talk about you. How did you get actually involved with the craft of being an artist?
This guy right here. So the funny story I was telling you before, we used to be neighbors.
Oh, okay.
And it was in and out. I was going through a divorce at the time when we met. And I think we were moving up from the apartment or something of that nature. And he invited me over and we were just talking. I'm like, wow, you have all these different equipment here. I've never recorded it, done anything before.
Right.
And I think I sang one song for you, John Legend's on, and but that was that. I didn't think anything of it. Cool. About a year and a half later, I just was doing some recordings on Instagram, and he hit me up and he says, don't forget what we spoke about. And from then on, it was just a wrap. You know, we linked up. I called him. He said, yeah, come over this Friday. I think it was a Friday he came over. Come over this Friday, and Yasin was there. And from then, it's been history, you know. It just...
It's funny because when Raz used to get a track, he'll call me up, you know, hey, listen to this. Or I'll be online and he'll be, you know, promoting it. Won't y'all listen to this, you know, which is so cool because Rasmir has a particular style in the music. It's Afro soul, but it's not really hardcore. It's kind of moderate, and you can really relate to it.
Yeah.
And the thing, you know, one of the best tracks that he ever did was one day I was doing a jazz mixtape, and remember, hit me off with that jazz track, the guy with the saxophone. Very surreal, man. Very, very, you know, he's a beast in the studio. I've been there, and he's consistently working, you know. And Mantree Records been around for like how long?
It was 12 years actually in January.
And you know, guys, it took me 7 years to get a T-shirt.
They were selling fast, though.
You know, and I was in the studio with him, and we did some stuff in the studio one day, and I finally got my shirt, man. I was very, very proud.
Honorary Mantree.
So Mantree, what are you doing, and you know, what are you pursuing now as far as production?
Well, right now we're always working on tracks. I'm working on my 140th release.
Okay.
And we're just trying to do something different, you know. Like you were saying, my style of music is a little different. I guess because of my age, I don't want to just jump onto the total tribal thing all the time. I like what was expressed in the 80s and the 70s, you know, where there was a message in the music and you just got a feeling, you know, and being able to just relate to somebody out there, you know.
Right.
To me, the music is all about the feelings. If you're not feeling it, something's wrong on my behalf.
Okay. So what do you have to say to your viewers about HIV as far as, you know, prevention?
You only know what you do. You know who you've been with, but you don't know who they've been with. Always protect yourself, and don't sacrifice yourself for someone else. You know, for them telling you, I can't feel it if we're using a condom. You know what? If they can't feel it, if they're using a condom, they're just not going to feel it. Don't sacrifice for yourself. Get yourself tested. You know, don't look at a person and say, well, they look good, they have a nice car, they have a job, they live in such and such a place. It doesn't matter because HIV doesn't discriminate. It wants to bring everybody down. It doesn't matter whether you're straight, gay, crooked. If you're having sex or using injection drugs, you are at risk of getting HIV.
So what do you feel about the market now talking about they have things that actually prevent it? What do you feel about that? I mean, you've been in the field for a long time, so can you tell the viewers about that?
There's a drug called PrEP. The pharmaceutical name is called Truvada. The way I feel about it is Chris Rock, well, I had problems with it, and my doctor said to me, it's a barrier. So I accepted it as that. But also at the same time, I remember Chris Rock saying there's no cure, there's no money in the cure. There's money in medication. So you keep all the people who have HIV medicated, so you're making money. I take one pill a day, it's $3,000 a month. That's $36,000 a year. Okay. If there's a cure, how much are you going to charge for it? It's just like crack. Crack was a great drug because it gave you this big high and it lasted for a few minutes, and then you had to constantly keep running back to get more. If crack kept you high for 24 hours, they would have stopped selling it because they wouldn't have made any money off of it. So as long as you have to give money to stay protected, they're making money. So now you have the drug called PrEP. Well, we're not going to make a cure, but we'll fix it so you won't get it. If you cured everybody, then...
You know, it's funny that you say that because I had a conversation with somebody not too long ago dealing with political officials, and I'm not afraid to speak my mind, you know. And if y'all want to get me, I'm here. But what I'm trying to say is that you know, all these diseases and things of that nature when I was growing up didn't really exist that much. You know, cancer and all, you know, pancreas cancer and all these different diseases didn't really exist. But I noticed a fact, and y'all could quote me on that because it's noted, that ever since they came out with healthcare, this when all this stuff started going on with people. So I politically think it's a scam just for people to make money, and they're using our lives just to do it, you know. And then that's why my next show is going to be based on healthcare, you know, about eating stuff and you know, how they actually injecting the food with cancer-causing agents and things of that nature. You know, because, like I said, when I was growing up, man, it was very rare that a person would actually get cancer or any type of disease. So, you know, y'all political officials need to stop doing this, you know, because I'm on it. You know what I mean? And as long as I do my shows, I will let everybody know. Stop eating all that stuff that you're giving us, you know. Stop scamming us, you know, because it's so crazy that at one time that you have to have health care. How they going to demand something like that? You know, when I was going to junior high school, man, to have a Medicaid card wasn't really a big deal because you really use it just to go to the dentist or maybe get a physical or something like that. And if you did get burnt by a female, you go to the health care. You go to the health, you know, you go to the health station. They give you some penicillin and you out.
Keep it moving.
You understand? But now everything is so grandiose, you know. But back to the music. Yasin, who inspired you to be a singer?
Of course, Michael Jackson. Like that was the first person that I can remember, like just connecting to musically like that. Like, so I'm pretty sure that's like everybody's idol, but
Really?
yeah, he really like touched me. Just his innocence and stuff. I could connect to that.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Well, me, to be honest with you, I think the first artist to really capture my attention towards music was I want to say Whitney Houston. I remember watching MTV. I remember just being a kid and just like hearing her voice, and you know, because I grew up with musicians. My mom, my aunts, pretty much my entire family are singers.
Right.
But I used to hear Whitney Houston, then followed back by when I had an understanding, Teddy Pendergrass, you know, Luther. You know, these like I love the 80s into the 90s music and some early 2000s because that's when there was, as Rasmir always talks about, emotions in the music. You want to feel the emotions, and that's what I loved about it.
You know, it's funny. I always talk about the Philadelphia Sound, MSSB. That's the only band in the whole world that gives me feelings. You know, I mean, they are so epic, man. You know, OJ's, Intruders, things of that nature. And their sound gives you feelings, you know. It's like an Earth, Wind, and Fire, a whole different league, but it gives you feelings. So what do you got to say about the music today, man? Mantree?
There's something for everybody out there. I go out dancing and I enjoy myself. The radio, I really don't care for that much unless I'm listening to an oldie station because the auto-tune on everyone's voice, everything is sounding the same. And I look at it as like, what's the purpose of the music if you're not going to be able to dance to it? It doesn't make me want to dance. I don't even want to tap my toe to it.
Okay.
You know, I just wish people would get back into trying to be more original with music instead of sampling everything from everyone else or trying to sound like someone else, you know. Be honest. Let it come from your heart.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask each one of y'all, how do you feel about the house community today? Would you say that it's unified or it's integrated?
Well, I'm new to it, so
Okay.
from my perception, it definitely needs to be more unification.
Okay. Espenit.
Well, one thing that gravitates me towards it is it's always love. You know, I do feel a lot of love. However, I do believe that there is some westward clique-ish in which certain genres of the house are more played, especially amongst the African American community. You know, I think we need to be more open-minded about where it began and how music changes, and what means something to you may mean something different to me. But it's all about understanding. Music's supposed to be a universal language,
Yes,
period.
exactly.
You know what I mean? And we need to be able to have that ear to, and like we always say, emotions. What emotion does it give you? Because sometimes you may not want to dance. Sometimes you're just like, oh my God, yes. But then sometimes you just bust out and dance, just like in church.
Right.
You know, it's a form of expression. That's what music is, and house music is.
So Mantree, let me ask you a question. I'm a producer, you're a producer. Ever crossed your mind about being competitive?
The only person that I try to compete against is myself.
Okay.
And I really try not to listen to other people's music, because if I do that, I'll listen to it and be like, boy, I want to make something like that. And I can't do it. They're better than me. And I always have to realize that I'm the best at my own style. Stop trying to sound like somebody else. You know,
Right.
I have a problem with DJs. I'm beginning to allow them to be where they want to be, but a lot of DJs want to imitate a particular DJ. And my thing is, while you're imitating him, who's trying to imitate you?
True.
You know, I've been influenced by people, but I don't want to be them.
Right.
You know, I don't want to have the cameras on me all the time. If I'm a DJ playing, I want the people dancing. You know, so it's a sticky situation for me.
So let's go back to like the old DJs and the new ones that's up right now. How do you feel about that?
Well, a lot of the old DJs are still here, and they'll play a record and let it marinate. You hear the whole song, and then they might mix it with the same track again. Where today you might have a DJ who has a 2-hour slot, and he'll bring 300 tracks with him, and he'll try to play 290 of them. You know, let the music play. DJs in the past would break records. You know, you could bring them a record and they'll just cue it up and play it.
Right.
Today, a lot of DJs, I know I'm gonna get hated on for this, and be like, oh, well, I don't know the record, I have to take it home and learn it. And it's like, you're the one that's in control.
Right.
We have a lot of human jukeboxes today. They just play the songs that they like. You know, actually, no, I shouldn't say that. They play the songs that they know are hits.
Right.
That they know that the top DJs are playing. A lot of them would just go and look at their playlists and download that.
Right.
They won't go out and shop for music. When I was DJing, we would go to the record shop every day when we didn't even have money. And be like, yeah, when I get paid, I'm coming back for this,
Right.
and that.
I remember
you know?
those days so well.
And it's not like that today. You have a
Yeah.
lot of DJs that can't dance. And I mean, it is possible to be able to play and not dance, but if you're a dancer, you're not going to be gone with that program that, oh, this is a hit, let me play that. You're going to look at, oh, I see that person right there. I'm going to put this on and mess with them.
Okay.
You know, I'm going to get them to really work out on the dance floor. You know, DJs in the past were about the music.
Right.
They were about the dancers. Today, it's people about the DJs. And it's like, you're forgetting about the dancing. Everyone's on the middle of the dance floor with a camera taking a picture instead of dancing.
Well, I feel that me being a DJ and a producer, I think it's about the artist. You know, you put your sweat and tears into actually creating a production, and I feel that, you know, I don't discriminate as far as, right, I get I get tons and tons of tracks, and I play them because like I always said, you know, I think they deserve to be heard.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? I believe a good DJ will make that track work.
Yes.
That's the way I feel. You know, that's what I do. I try to implement in my music, even if it doesn't sound good, you make it sound
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, there's always something
You
you can do.
know, you could just play a track on top of it and underwrite it. And, you know, I just did a new remix on Paula Brion, and it's like fantastic. You know, I didn't do it through my studio, I do it through mixing. It's epic. You know, one day it just came to me and I said, wow, you know. But let me ask you a question. Where would you like to be 5 years from now?
In a tree house by a lake. Seriously, writing and just, you know, relaxing. And I mean, that sounds, I don't know, I mean, it's not falling in line with it, but
Okay.
this is the path that's going to lead to that.
Right,
you
okay.
know?
And you?
And of course, I'll still be
Espenit.
making music.
Okay.
That's not gonna stop. But
Espenit, where would you like to be 5 years from now as an artist?
As an artist, you know what? I would like to be known as an international, not recording artist, but not just a recording artist, but a performer.
Okay.
You know, like music, it's entertainment.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we're not only entertaining ourselves, whatever we put into, we're going to get out what we put into it. These are our emotions. We are bearing our emotions in this music. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, as much as it may be our pain when we're writing, some of this, like at least for me personally,
Right.
when we write, but when we put it out there and he does his magic to it, as with any other producer that adds their stuff to it, it's to entertain, to get you on the floor, to either feel that emotion, to dance, to cry, whatever it is. I want to be known as that person.
Well, my suggestion is leave Mantree, come with me. Okay, Mantree, you've been around for a long time, man, and you're still going strong. Tracks are great. You know, where would you like to be the next 5 years from now?
Comfortable with myself. You know, I have a lot of fears, insecurities. I want to be able to accept where I am at the moment.
Okay.
You know, a lot of times people say, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. Well, look at them at your feet. If your feet are there, that's where you're supposed to be.
Okay.
And I have to realize that, and also looking at someone else's success. You know, I try to be happy for other people, and I don't want to have the attitude that I should be there. I've been at this longer than, you know, I'll be there when I'm ready to be there. Obviously, I'm not ready to be at that top point or having my artists perform at that top show or all headline. You know, I walk into the club and then the DJ automatically puts my track on.
Okay.
It's not happening right now because it's not my time. And it could be that I'm not mentally ready to handle that. I mean, I might, I try to remain humble.
Okay.
I might not become humble.
All right.
I might become a complete idiot, disrespectful to people and looking down on people. And I don't want to be like that. I want people to feel comfortable around me and just...
Okay. All right, so quickly, fellas, Yasin, give everybody your personal contact emails. How can they contact you?
okay,
Briefly,
you can find me on Instagram at YasinBT, and my email is EEDARYASIN@gmail.com, and that's where you can find me.
You can find me on Instagram at Espinet, that is ESPINET, the number 1. Facebook, Espinet. My website is also espinetmusic.com. And you could also email me at espinetbookings@gmail.com. I forgot my email.
That's okay.
Okay, you can find me on Instagram at Rasmir_Mantree. On Facebook, Rasmir Mantree. Also on Facebook, the new Mantree Records. Also on Facebook, Friends of Mantree Records. You can also find me on Bandcamp at, it's www.mantreerecords.bandcamp.com and on all other sites.
Okay. I thank you guys for coming to my show. It's been very nice talking to you guys. I think it was very interesting. And, you know, to my viewers, we're going to have 2 live performances by Yasin and Espenit. And my name is Tyrone Lowe again, and this is my show, The Legends. And we're going to tell you that, you know, I got more episodes coming in, and I love y'all just to tune in. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you. I'm feeling your smile, your eyes. I'm feeling you when you're near. I'm feeling you. Your smile going down 12 feet under. You got my heart beating like thunder. Curiosity, I made you wonder. Have velocity to go down under. Your smile Your eyes, oh, I'm feeling you, I'm feeling you, I'm feeling you. You're near me. Hormones racing at the speed of light. The way we going, we make it through the night. I got you moaning when you close your eyes. Don't open up till the morning light. I'm feeling you, I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you. Oh, I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you. We're going down. 12 feet under. Racing at the speed of light. Oh, your smile, your eyes, oh, I'm feeling you, I'm feeling you. Yeah, 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 yeah. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do. Ooh, ooh, ooh. When you're near me, we're going down 12 feet under. You got my heart beating like thunder. Curiosity, I made you wonder. High velocity to go down under. Yeah. I'm feeling you, I'm feeling you. Mm-hmm. Get back to love. Get back to love. Oh, yeah. In the state of the world today, everybody's going crazy. I know what we need, it starts within. You gotta believe. I see it's hard sometimes to try and ease your mind. That is why we sing. So everybody come with me. Get back to love. Oh. Reach for the stars above. Hey. L-O-V is what we need. This feels so right. This life, hey, music is the key. Make you move your feet, yeah. I'm soaring like the wind. I'm feeling good, yeah. Hey, like I can be anything I wanna be.
My name is Tyrone Lowe, and I want to thank my guests, Mantree Records, Rasmir Mantree,
That's it.
Espinet, and Yasin. Thank you for being on my show. Thank you for the live performance. You guys are welcome to come back again.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.